watching the rhyme, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shits, Artemis, subscribe,
Got a little bit dirty in the movie. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Revoltech action figure review on the figure complex amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Gwen. If you're trying to pick this up, you can pick it up right now.
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
So this is the fourth installment to the amazing Yamaguchi line, and I'm pretty stoked. I'm stoked that for the fourth one they chose Spider-Gwen over here. I thought that was an interesting choice, but I'm very excited for it. We get some very nice packaging art again. You know, we get some images pulled from panels from actual comics, which I think is great. We get a nice image of Spider-Gwen on the side, some nice product shots on the back over here. You can see all the accessories. We get the multiple head sculpts, and then on the side right here you can see Spider-Gwen on the phone, and then on the top we get Spider-Gwen hanging upside down, and then there's Spider-Gwen again, and then we get a phone number, so if you want to call amazing Yamaguchi, which I'm sure would be very expensive. It looks like they're in Japan. Anyway, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Spider-Gwen out of the packaging, and this is a great Spider-Gwen figure. I really like this piece a lot. Very fun to pose, very good looking piece with the paint apps, and I like the sculpt a lot too. I feel like Revoltech has actually stepped up some of the sculpting game and some of the things about the sculpt meeting the articulation a little bit better with this one. I do have some gripes with the figure as well though, but she does come with a lot of accessories, so let's get to those accessories and then we'll take a closer look at Spider-Gwen. Now before actually looking at all the accessories, you do want to take a look at the instruction sheet that they give you right over here. So it just shows you how to plug certain ports right into the back and everything, and switch the faces and hold the accessories. And here's a look at the Revoltech stand once again. Not my absolute favorite of action figure stands, but one of the better ones. You get swivel right here, you get bend right over here, you get bend right over there, and you get bend at the top, and you can tighten these or loosen these with a little tiny screwdriver if you wish. And you can add this extension piece, which I actually like to use, because if you break this one, now the whole thing's useless. So go ahead and use this peg right here, even though you can't articulate this at the hinge right over here, but that's fine because you can move it up and down right over there. And then this ports right into the back of the figure. If you don't want to use that, you can use a clamp, and you can just attach the clamp like so, or you can attach the clamp to this piece right over here, either way, and it'll just grip the figure. I'm not a huge fan of this clamp because you can take, you know, these pieces out right here, and they tend to come off on some of the heavier figures, but Gwen is a light figure, so I think it'll hold just fine. And then lastly, you get this magnet right over here with a peg that sticks out that's connected to a ball joint, or it's a ball jointed peg right there. So you go ahead and just port this into the back of Spider-Gwen, and then you could attach her back to a fridge or something like that. I don't know. I use the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Mafex magnetic wall, and I think that's pretty cool, isn't it? Another thing you can do with this magnet, which is pretty cool, just like the Spider-Man figure, you can go ahead and plug the clamp into the peg right over there, and then you can go ahead and latch that onto the Spider-Gwen and then attach her to a magnetic base of some sort so that she's wall crawling. So that's awesome that you can do that. Looks pretty cool to me. I'm liking that very much. Damn, you got booty. And then we get this plethora of accessories as well. We get 4 interchangeable faces, we get 3 different web pieces over here, and then we get 9 interchangeable hands plus her cell phone, which looks really good. I like this little cell phone a lot. It's so small and they did such a good job capturing the detail right here. I mean, it just says voicemail dad, and you have a green button and a red button right over there. Looks really good. I like that. I like how you could even see like a little sculpt in the center at the top right there, and you know, you could see your home button right there at the very bottom. They did a very good job with this, and you can even see they sculpted a little hole right over there for the camera phone. So yeah, I thought that was really well done. She does have her cell phone holding hand right over here, and you want to find the friction between her middle finger, or her ring finger, sorry, and her thumb right there. That's what I try to do. I try to smush right in there, and she tends to hold it okay, and you can wiggle it around, not falling out. And she also comes with what seems like a cell phone grabbing hand for the left side, but not really. This is more for grabbing the webbing, you know. And then she also has 2 wide open hands right there, looking really good, and all of these hands have this beautiful pearlescent white going on, which I absolutely love. I think that's really cool. And of course you get a port right over here, so you could take this webbing right there and you could just plug it into the hand itself. This kind of bothers me a little bit because I feel like it doesn't peg in enough. Well, on this side it actually looks alright, but still sometimes, I don't know, it looks like there's a little bit too much space right here, but for the most part, I do like it, and I like the sculpt of the webbing right here as well. That looks really good to me. I like that. And then we also get the two fisted hands that also have ports in them, so you can plug into these two. And then you also get this one pointing finger hand right over there. And then here's a couple of the different webs that we get, which look really nice. You can see you can port this right into her hand, and I love how it just loops around. It makes for some very fun dynamic poses. And you also get another one like this, which I also really like. So it's like she's just finished swinging from this one. I really like how they have this pattern going on throughout over here. Very light gray. So here's looking at the head sculpt, and the first of the 3 masked head sculpts, and it looks really good. I love how the pink around the eyes came out over there. You can see a little bit of that cross hatching, but I think it came out looking great. I love that color of the pink. And then we get that baby blue on the inside for the cobweb pattern. Looking really nice. Some slight imperfections over here, you know. That's not me chipping the figure or anything like that. It just came like that. But I really like this pearlescent white. Once again, it just looks so good, man. And I love these wrinkles over here. Looks really nice. And I'm only going to demonstrate removing this with the unmasked head sculpt, but you can see the more squinty eyes right over here where she's looking very mean. I like those a lot too. Then you have that puzzled look also, like, ooh, Miles. But anyway, just demonstrating how to take this one off right here. I'm taking that off. You can see more of that beautiful pattern on the inside of the hoodie. And then putting on the maskless Gwen head, which is actually my least favorite out of these 4 different face sculpts. I just feel like this kind of sits kind of weird on her neck, and I feel like the proportions look kind of off or something. I don't know. I think I would have preferred to have an unmasked or a completely unhoodie, unmasked head sculpt right here, and then they had something to replace it where like the hoodie's kind of draping down her back a little bit. It's not a bad head sculpt. I'm not liking the extra gunk on the top of her hair right there. You can see a little bit of extra plastic, but we do have a very nice shimmery blonde going on, which I dig. And she kind of looks anime, you know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of a Bishojo statue a little bit, but a posable Bishojo statue, you know? So it's not a bad head sculpt. It's just not my favorite. I just don't really like it that much. Yeah, but I don't know. It's still kind of cool. And then looking at the rest of the figure, get some fairly clean line work right there. Not so clean right there, but still, I like it, you know. And I really like what they did with this joint right here. They made it half and half, you know, this hot pink color and white. So I thought that was very smart. And the cobweb pattern looks very clean on the inside. Same thing with this side over here. A little tiny, little bit sloppy, but not that bad. It would have been nice if they had gotten that peg the same color too. But I like seeing the, you know, the attempt at least with the joint being half and half like that. And you get some nice patterns right here on the inside. Very well done. Same thing on this side over here. And I don't know if you could pick up on it, but she's not black. It's like a very, very dark blue, right? Very dark midnight blue over here. You could tell it's blue. So I think that looks really good. And I love how the anatomy looks on this figure too. I think they did a really good job. I like seeing the suit being stretched right over there. That looks really good. You know, gotta like that. And I like how the muscle definition looks. I like how the sculpting for the legs came out too. It's a lot more fluid, I think. They gave her some nice nalgas. I like that. Spider-Gwen's right there. 1 and 2. And then you get the knee joint, you know, kind of sticking out. But, you know, when you bend it around, you can still see it. So that's either going to bother you forever or you'll just get used to it. I've gotten used to it. So I like these Revoltech figures a lot. Anyway, and then you can see the feet right over here look very good. You know, no peg holes or anything like that down there, but still very nice. Actually, taking one last look at the back over here, I wanted to mention that all these lines that you're seeing on the back right here, these are all sculpted in there. It's not just painted on. You can get her head looking up very far, which I think is great. I mean, look at that head movement right there. That is awesome. That's both the head joint and the neck joint moving all the way up right there. I think that's great. You can use both of those joints to make her look downward very far. A little bit of gappage. You can move the hoodie around all on its own if you wish, so you can see it shifting forward and back right there, which I think is very cool. That helps with the posability a lot. You can turn her head side to side, and you do get a great amount of head pivot. Very cool thing with this hoodie, though. I really like that a lot. Anyway, you get the 2 joints right here at the shoulder, which can get gappy. You know, people don't like that, and it makes it kind of tricky to pose around, but can get it moving a whole 360 right over there, and you can get this joint moving in and out at the shoulder as well. And you also have a swivel right right there. You also have a single jointed elbow that bends in more than 90 degrees. You also get rotation at the elbow, and then you get rotation at the wrists, and you can hinge them side to side, or you can swivel it around and then have it hinge up and down. And then we have a diaphragm joint right here that turns side to side, and you get some diaphragm pivot. You got to kind of switch the joint around and have it face the other direction to get a really good pivot in there. You know how the Revoltech joints work, right? Don't you? You know, you have to turn the pin around in order to get a really good pivot out of that. But right now I like having her crunch forward and back and swivel side to side. This ball joint right here at the waist. So I accidentally took this off at one point, and putting it back on all the way makes it for a very loose figure. That's bad. You don't like that. I don't like that anyway. And what you have to do is you kind of have to half it on that ball peg. So you have to separate it away from the ball peg a little bit, and then it'll stay in place. So if you push it down all the way, you get the floppy joint. If you just pull it up a little bit, you get the stiff joint. So you want that movement right there. It'll turn side to side. You'll get all kinds of pivot right over here, and crunching and backward movement. I'm going to kind of half it again. You get hip joints that move all the way outward, which is very cool. So you can get that going. So that's pretty sweet. She will be able to kick forward this much and back quite a bit. You also get a rotation right over here at the thigh. It's not a Revoltech joint, it's just this swivel right over here, which is still kind of weird. It's like managing this is a little bit strange because you get this weird dent right here when you get closer to her butt, and I don't know, that just doesn't look natural. But at the same time, when I'm posing the figure around, it doesn't really bother me that much. So like when I have her in a pose like this, it does look more natural. So I don't know, it just really depends on how you pose the figure. Anyway, you also get a ratchet joint right over here at the knee, and it swivels at the knee. Then you get ankles that move down, up. You can rotate side to side. She does have ankle pivot, and she also has toe articulation. Now measuring out this Spider-Gwen figure, you can see that she is standing just under 6 inches tall. And then comparing Spider-Gwen to the other Revoltech Spideyverse figures, we have Venom and we have Spider-Man. And I really think Revoltech really stepped it up with the shoulders on this figure, especially seeing it next to this Spider-Man, which I gotta say, again, I like the Spider-Man figure a lot, but the hardest pose for me to get him into is a vanilla pose. I mean, it's just so tricky getting him into that pose just right there, and it still looks sloppy to me. But much easier to do so with the Spider-Gwen. But I don't know if you could see it so well, but the shoulders just look so much better on this Spider-Gwen than they do on the Spider-Man. I mean, just look at that. You could just get the shoulders resting a lot more naturally. I mean, you still have those two joints in there, but this one is just, yeah, they just did a really good job on improving this. And another thing that's actually worth mentioning, I think, is the price point between these three. They do get more expensive as they get larger. So Spider-Gwen is the cheapest out of the three of them, Venom being the most expensive. And then here's a Revoltech Spider-Gwen next to the Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen, and I do like the Revoltech figures so much more than the Marvel Legend. However, this is about 3 or 4 times as much as the Marvel Legend figure price-wise, so you know you are paying a lot more for this figure. But I just like the frame of the body. Yeah, it looks really good. Reminds me of the lovely Charlita one. Then here's a Revoltech Spider-Gwen next to her love interest. We have the Marvel Legends recently released Miles Morales, and I don't think they fit into scale together perfectly, but it's not that far off. So if you wanted to just completely replace your Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen with the Revoltech Spider-Gwen, it could work. And then here's Spider-Gwen next to the Marvel Legends Big Time No Letdown Spider-Man. Yeah, I love this Spider-Gwen figure. She is very fun to pose, man. I really like it a lot. Very cool being able to grab the webbing right over there with this hand, and then grabbing it in a different way with this hand right there. I just think this thing is very awesome. I've had a lot of fun posing it, and I did take a lot of pictures. It's very expensive, you know what I mean? But it's still a very good figure. You get what you pay for with this thing, man. And a little bit of gappage right over there. Should fix that, and I do have my complaints. It's not an absolutely perfect figure, but again, I do like it a lot. And I hope you guys liked this review a lot. If you did, please hit that like button. If you want to leave a comment down below, please go ahead and do so. Let me know what you think of the figure. Let me know what you think of this review. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can join the notification squad and know immediately when my videos are being posted. I gotta give a big thanks to these awesome people over here for supporting this YouTube channel. Thank you so much, you guys. And if you want to see a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. You can follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links in the description below. And the giveaway announcement will be happening before I leave to San Diego Comic-Con, so stay tuned to this YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
I'm gonna play with my toys today. I'm gonna play with my toys today. gonna play with my toys today. I'm gonna play with my toys today. Well, I don't care what the strangers say. I'm gonna play with my toys today.
That's crispy.
We're shot in your face. I said we're shot in your face. I said we're shot in your face. I said we're shot.